Alrighty, so today I wanted to try something new, something cool, and something that I've never done before. And so what I wanted to try today is to make an island where nobody is poor and most of the population is actually rich. So let's go ahead and start up a new sandbox. I mean, realistically, I don't think that we're gonna need like a very large island. And I'll get into why soon, but I mean, this one seems nice and open. We'll give this a shot. We're gonna take the 200,000 starting money. I always like taking it anyways, just it's really gonna help out with the early game. Everything else we're gonna leave as is. Yes, I think. Yes, okay. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so here we are on our brand new little island. Not a whole lot of room, but I do like it, so we're gonna run with it. Let's go on down. Start by demolishing up these areas. Yes. So now we have absolutely no housing on the island, and let's get started right away getting as many rich people as possible. And so a big thing is if their wage is over $20, then they'll make enough money to be rich, but it also depends on like their family and stuff. Like these people aren't rich, this one's well off. Reason being is they have an unemployed spouse as well as a child. So there's all those things. Let's go ahead and bump everyone up. Honestly, maybe, well, no, not these guys. We'll leave the Teamsters on the middle budget for now. But anyone who can make it into the rich bracket, I'm gonna definitely put them there. In terms of plantations and stuff, certain buildings will give a wage of $10 a month as like the highest budget. So plantations, that's going to allow all the plantation workers to be in the well-off bracket. So that's really nice. And there we go. So everything is tip-top currently. Let's go ahead and, I feel like this is a new song. I don't think I've ever heard this. Let's go ahead and activate urban development. And I think I should probably do no free lunch. Oh yeah, and so usually I talk about the factions with these like special builds that I do. And so this one, all of the factions, I kind of don't care too much about them. I'm definitely going to go capitalist. So the first one will be here, capitalist. Second up is, I believe, the religious and the militarist faction. Don't really care about either of those. We're not going to have a military, but we will provide all the church buildings, but we're not going to like influence the factions too much there. The factions after that, we have environmentalist and the industrialist factions. So the middle four here, don't really care about them too much, but the main thing I want to do with this island is between the conservative and the intellectual factions. I want to kind of like check out everything there is to see with the intellectual faction. So we're gonna, it's gonna be like a late game thing. We're gonna try and push everyone towards the intellectual faction, and early on we'll go with capitalist. Okay, so there's all that. We activated urban development, and what I want to do is get as many mansions as possible down early. Ideally like a very large amount of them. Let's go ahead, actually what we should do is do a bit of planning here. Okay. Yes. I do like this entire area here. We can create a pretty large city. The population isn't probably going to get that high. This series probably isn't going to last that long either. Just because the nature of the build, like, it's just not going to be that big. So right along here, I think, we'll create a road. And I mean, screw it. We'll just do like my very normal city block build, which is leave a gap of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go to the 5th part, and then leave a gap of 6 going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more. And so you just repeat this pattern over and over, and you'll create these pretty decently sized city blocks that have a lot of utility. So let's go through, build, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Three, 4, 5. Okay. I'll use this area, I think, for all my plantations and stuff early on. Later on, we'll change it up a bit. So let's go ahead and move this guy over and this guy over. Before we do that, maybe it'd be best to move our plantations somewhere a little bit better. So, I mean, early on, what I should do is just do like a bit of a mega plantation with all the different crops. Nice, and we get sugar right off the bat. So let's count over. I kind of want like a main road. Maybe this very, very back road over here. Get everything out of my way first off. And maybe we go out one more block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Yeah, that's right. Right? Yes. So there is that. And what I want to do is put 2 sugar plantations in the middle, really. We're going to have the efficiencies up pretty high with these plantations because of the high budget, so we don't really need to worry about getting like the best locations for our plantations. We can kind of sort of set them up wherever we want. Corn, banana, pineapple, sugar, cocoa. We'll do a cocoa here. And then here I want my 2 sugar plantations. So we have cocoa down. Let's do a banana here. Actually this side. And a pineapple here. And the corn here. I feel like I've never heard these songs before. Anyways. So there is that. Oh no, it's all off centered a bit. Let's go ahead and fix that. Relocate, relocate, relocate. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how I set this up just now. I believe it was cocoa here. And then 2 sugar. Oops. Two sugar. And then I did, what, pineapple here? And then banana here. And then we can do, I guess tobacco can fit nicely here. Okay, so there we go. And that should be pretty decent for a while. Now we need to start setting up neighborhoods. Let's go ahead and, I mean, everyone's going to be at least well off, at least after we research child allowances. So let's go ahead and pick up a library. Well, first off, I want to do the newspapers, so I know exactly where everything's going to be, like what our range of influence is going to be. So let's go ahead and do that there. I guess this here, quick build both these, check our population. How many educated people do we have? We only have 3 high school educated people. So that means we're going to need at least these 4. Let's max out the budget on all of this. So there's 2 there, so we need 3 more here. Then let's go ahead, get our first theater. Could put this maybe here. Quick build that. Max out the budget there. And pretty soon, once everyone's got jobs, most of the people, or well, everyone's going to be well off, and we'll start getting a bunch of rich people as well. So that will be nice. Let's go ahead and go with the independent and penny saver, and honestly, let's build up the first little couple of mansions. I think here would be a good spot for at least one. And then let's do enough country houses to fit everyone else. So 25 homeless families. 2 of them are going to be in the mansions, hopefully. And what we can do after that is... So 2, 25, 20, 30. A number. Quick build all of this up. Going to quick build the mansion as well. Honestly, we could do this one here. And then for these guys, actually we should do the lowest budget on all of this, in the first era at least. Just so we get as much money as possible. We already have some rich people filling in those houses. Very nice. Plenty of unemployed people, so let's quick build a random plantation. Max out the budget on all of them. Set all of these to the multicultural work mode. Can't forget that. Okay. We need a lot more country houses, it seems. Don't want any on... This is going to be the main road here. So maybe what I could come and do is relocate the palace to be at the end of this road. And let's change it up. We're gonna make a rich looking palace. So let's go with what I kind of want is red and like goldeny colors. So any other golden colors? That looks really like dictatorial, but I'm gonna leave it like that. Are these rich looking windows? They kind of are. Change the layout. I guess that's fine, but let's see what we can fit in instead of a hedge maze. Let's do a koi pond. The wall we can do Victorian style. The gravel, let's do red carpet. Oh no, we don't have this. I have now Schweinstein Castle and the Taj Mahal at the same time. Okay, so I guess we could do that. We'll do the yellow brick road for now. The rooftop, let's do a money bin. Small decos. Amphora flower pots. Donation boxes. The deco small will do. Maybe a cherry tree. And as for El Presidente, let's select him. Not a Roman emperor. Let's do Banana Republic club members. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, look at this one though. Not this, but let's do... Yeah, let's do a top hat. An accessory. Rich people smoke cigars, right? Glasses, is there anything? Ooh, a monocle, look at us. Okay. I typically don't change the traits, I like always just leave it on Savant, but I quickly want to go through and see if there's something that could be... Reduces construction of luxury entertainment buildings by 2% and reduces their upkeep by 5%. Poor and broke Tropicans' personal experience with El Presidente is decreased. Reduces the cost and the upkeep. That could be good. Compulsive hoarder, drone enthusiast. Oh, that would have been good for one of the last drone build that I did. Operate 3% greater efficiency. Entrepreneur. Increases export price. Changes job happiness by -2. Kinda normal. Manipulative. Narcissist. Polarizing cult leader. Seductive, soft-hearted. Workaholic. Increases efficiency of all buildings by 2. Decreases job happiness by 1% for the efficiency bonus. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with Big Spender. Right? Yeah, that one seems kind of cool. So we'll go with Big Spender. And typically I wouldn't do this, but because we're gonna get, if I ever set it down, we're gonna get ourselves a library. So this will be fine now. As a matter of fact, let's just max out the budget on every single building. And we're gonna need all 6 of these people here. As well as, well, let's see. We're probably gonna need 3 more people here. Okay. Pretty decent little start going on. Vacant jobs, unemployed. Max budget, multicultural. We can quick build this one. And so then we just need 3 more after that. Okay, so there's that. Everyone should have a job. Everyone should be well off soon. Next to the palace here, what I could even do is... Honestly, I want to put country houses here. Because eventually what I'll end up doing is building these up into normal houses. Hopefully that's enough for the population. Homeless families, vacant homes. Lowest budget. So we need even more. Let's check the wealth again. We have lots of rich people, so let's build ourselves another mansion then. I guess we could do a yellow one here. One quick build that. Lowest budget, of course. Nice, so all the mansions are full. Have a pirate cove. Export trade route with the crown. Let's go ahead and get the pirate cove. Quick build that up. 10 revolutionary immigrants. Pull this down this way. Max out the budget there. Okay. Unemployed, plenty of vacant jobs, plenty of vacant housing. Let's go ahead and do another mansion then. Let's put this one here, I reckon. A blue one. Ah, look at that. Yeah. And let's build up just a couple more country houses over here. Oops, wrong way on those. Wrong way on all of this. And like that, right? No. Oh no, I quick built it. Okay, anyways, we'll just ignore that one. And keep on screwing this up. Let's go ahead and quick build all of these. And let's go ahead and place parks in front of everyone's houses. Okay, there we go. Oh, 2 more parks. Decent. Now we just need everyone to get a job. And we need child allowances to come through. So let's go into times 4 speed. Not a whole lot we're doing right now, except for potentially pausing buildings. Screw it, we'll leave it. People are hopefully going to move in really soon anyways. And we should probably build up an additional Teamster's office. Just one for now. Max out the budget. Lots of people moved in just now because of our revolutionaries moving in. Really nice. And we have plenty of homeless families again. Check wealth, even more rich people. So let's build up maybe 2 new mansions this time. Do a red one here. And did I build these backwards? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Cancel you. I was going with red, right? Quick build, and this mansion's backwards. Produce corn. Good thing we're producing corn. Let's just hope that people are moving into these. Not really in this one. That's okay. It will happen eventually. So now let's focus on normal houses. So we need at least 12. So that's 6 new houses here. So let's go ahead and put all of these down. I guess I can do 2 here. And we fill in spare areas with parks. There we go. Lowest budget, lowest budget. Vacant jobs, vacant homes. Okay, everything's tip top right now. Even more people. What? We just got another freighter? Okay. 0 unemployed people. But we do have more homeless families. So let's go through and do even more houses. I mean, we're only going to fit 2 here anyways. So maybe I could do something kind of cool looking. Something a little bit different than the rest of the little city blocks. Lowest budget, check in an exact amount of housing. So let's go ahead and do just a bit more. There we go. I think that's decent. Oh man, 2 yellow ones on the same city block. Kind of whatever. So I would want to build a grocery, but the thing is like you don't have to build groceries ever. Like ever. You don't need to build shopping malls. You just need to leave some of your plantations on allow local consumption. You're not going to have like the best food quality on the island, but in the very least, we won't have to have people working in a job that only gives them a poor wage. So that's decent. 2 unemployed people. Let's go ahead and get 2 more jobs down then. We could set up a bit of industry. Yeah, let's do some industry. Maybe I can make like a little industrial zone here. And we'll start it off right here with our first distillery. Go ahead and quick build that up. Max out the budget. Go and get Dunder still for it. That should be decent. Let's check in on our population in terms of the politics. So 60. We're like 1 person short. So we're almost gonna instantly move to the next era. So let's go ahead and change this to the independent. I really like this island. Like going with a super rich. Oh man. Oh, only in warehouses. We don't need to worry about that. But going with something like super rich where there's like lots of rich people, all the budgets are on the max settings, like it just makes the game pretty easy as long as you set up buildings properly. And what I mean by that is you're not doing too much like spending. You don't put up a whole bunch of like public services before setting up production and stuff. So it looks like we can... Oh man, I thought My math's off. I thought we would instantly move to the next era, but it doesn't look like it. So yeah, these are like really nice doing something like this because you just don't need to worry about as much stuff. 2 unemployed people. We got the rum distillery down, right? Okay. Check in on our plantations. Make sure they're not overly stocked, and they are by kind of a lot. So let's go ahead and get even another Teamster's office down. Quick build that up. Max out the budget. Did we ever finish child allowances? No. Oh, we're almost there. So I think we only generate research points when people are in the library. It's kind of a shame, but we're only 5 points off. And then there was something else I was thinking about. What was I thinking about? Poor people. Why are there poor people? It's because all these people have children. That's why there's like a lot of children here. Or they just don't have a job, which only one person doesn't. Let's see then. Kind of nothing really to get people to do right now. So I don't want like too much of the population to be working in production. Maybe like with the last island I did, the industrialist island, we weren't importing anything. But with this island, I think I might only do exports. Or sorry, might only do imports. And so like we won't need to get fish or shellfish, we'll just import it all. Stuff like that, because of course the fish in the shellfish buildings only give a poor wage. At least until later on, until we get fish farms. I think this will give a well-off wage. Coconuts, we could just import coconuts, stuff like that. And then even we could import goods and put it in some fancy industrial building and make goods out of that. So with this island, we're going to be trying to find really cheap import deals. That's going to be the name of the game. What is going on? What do we need? They want us to do loot. Let's do a loot then. We'll loot the one with gold. I don't think it matters. It's all probably pretty even, but I would just do the gold anyways. Let's go ahead. I guess we should set up something though. Maybe another sugar plantation. Or sorry, another rum distillery. No, we would need more sugar. Child allowances is done, so let's go ahead and activate that. So, because we've done that, as long as everyone gets a job, then like everyone should be well off. So, oh, I didn't set all these to monoculture or multiculture. Let's check in on the efficiencies of these. Everything's at or over 100. Very good. Corn plantation's doing kind of rough, but that's okay. I don't want to set up any more production. I mean, I could do another chapel. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just hire more guards. That's enough. Cool. So let's do a little bit more housing. How many rich people do we have? Do we have a lot? We do have a lot. Let's check in on our mansions. No one's living in that one, so because we have one mansion that's not full, then we're not going to build any more, at least for right now. Let's go ahead and just do 2 there and maybe 2 here. Then what we can do is so what kind of sucks is that because we have the efficiency of our dock on such a high like setting, the ships are showing up like super consistently. They're showing up all the time. And that's kind of a good thing. But what kind of sucks is that we have a really high, like a very happy population. We're way above the Caribbean happiness. And so those two things in tandem is bringing in a lot of people. This is a good place to live. The ships are showing up all the time. So lots of people are moving in all the time. And so that's fine. It's just in the first era, it's not that great because we want most of the population to support the revolutionaries. And so people showing up, whenever they're showing up a lot, they're like on average going to be indifferent, right? We're going to get some royalists as well as some revolutionaries, but like it's going to even out to kind of drag us away from the amount we need. And we're really close, so let's put this back in times 4 speed. We should be able to complete it. If it goes down to 58, you'll see what oh no, there it is, we're done. So let's go ahead and move to the next era. Just pay for it. Just pay for it.
My heart swells with joy as I greet my fearless leader for the first time as El Presidente.
You're
Cool.
listening to Canal Uno, the voice of Tropico, because El Presidente loves you all.
We can do all citizens vote. I mean, we could do wealthy citizens vote. And because we're going to have everyone well off or higher, it wouldn't really change much. So we'll just go with all citizens vote. I think, does this decrease? No, it doesn't decrease liberty, but I mean, it's kind of whatever. Literally either of these would work for this build. In terms of the island military, let's go with pacifist state. We're not really planning on causing any trouble for anyone. And so here we are in the next era, really neat. So first things first, let's demolish the old chapel. And let's go ahead and replace it with a nice church. On top of that, we can go ahead and unlock a clinic and put it maybe we could do something like this. I don't want to put a cabaret right next to it. We'll do a restaurant. That seems neat. Okay, let's quick build all this up. Max out the budget on every single thing. Let's go ahead and get the Pompous Bells upgrade for that. And let's go ahead and get... I'm never going to be able to pronounce that. Not even going to try. And let's build up a nice little plaza here. What can we do? We can do some 2x1s here. Cool. So now this nice little city block here. We got the restaurant, got a clinic, as well as the church. So we are going to start getting lots of rich people, and so I would want to do parking decks, but I'm going to avoid building parking decks, because that's going to be a lot of poor people, so we're just going to wait for the metro station. So this island, it's a lot about waiting. If you wanted to do something similar, ideally maybe you just want to, in the settings at the beginning of the game, maybe just put it in the modern times era. You'd have access to all the buildings, and you wouldn't need to, there's kind of no reason for me to be in this era, but I mean, it's whatever. We'll just deal with it. And let's see. Anyone poor? We have a couple poor people just because they don't have jobs yet. Yes. Could build a high school, radio station, things like that. Let's go ahead and see if we can research. We can. Would be nice to research the newspaper right away. But anyways, this was a pretty standard start. I really like this island. It's just functioning so well already. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this episode here. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to follow along with more Tropico 6 series like this in the future, I'm gonna have a whole boatload of different builds. And I think later on, what I want to do is, my goal with the island builds was to have them focus on one faction specifically. So the Communist Utopia I made, that one really isn't, the highlight isn't the Communist faction for that one. The highlight is the Environmentalist faction. If you watch that series, you'll notice that there's no pollution on the whole entire island. So that's what I wanted to do was every single one of these builds, except for the criminal build, but every single one of these builds is focused on a faction. So maybe somewhere in around a month, I'm gonna do a breakdown of every single island build that I made. And so they're going to be like really edited, kind of like the beginner's guide that I made. They're going to be like much higher quality than just a simple playthrough. But I'm going to be going over like a lot of the different things and what I'm going to do like above just going over them.
The palace declares that we are definitely winning the war. Keep listening to find out which side we are currently on.
Besides just like going over it and talking about like what I'm thinking about, like why I set up certain things the way I did, specifically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a lot of information on the factions. So certain factions don't like it when you build certain buildings. Certain factions do like it when you do build certain buildings. So just things like that, talk about all the edicts, how you can make them work together in tandem to create all sorts of different things. But if you want to stick around for all of that, then be sure to subscribe. Peace.